Funny story. Mom said no to a dog. Then she did this.
Every family has one small decision that changes everything. For the Millers, it wasn't buying a new car or moving to a new neighborhood. It was getting a dog. And like most big stories, it began quietly. On an ordinary Tuesday evening, right at the dinner table.
Mom,
Olivia said suddenly, halfway through her mashed potatoes.
can we get a dog?
Helen froze, fork midair. Joe looked up like someone had just said, "Free beer for life." Tommy, the older brother, almost choked on his broccoli. Helen blinked.
A dog? Where did that come from?
Olivia's eyes were shining.
Everyone in my class has one. Lucy has a poodle. Max has a golden retriever. Even Mrs. Taylor has a corgi. I just want one. Please?
Tommy nodded immediately.
Yeah, Mom. It'd be cool to have a dog. I'll help take care of it. Promise.
Helen raised an eyebrow.
You? You can't even take care of your socks.
Joe chuckled.
Come on, Helen. It could be good for them. Responsibility, compassion, exercise.
Exercise?
Helen laughed.
You haven't jogged since the 90s.
Olivia pouted.
Mom, we'll do everything. Feed it, clean it, walk it.
Joe grinned.
Yeah, and I'll, supervise.
Helen gave him that look, the one that said don't push it.
Supervise? You mean sit on the couch while the dog eats your slippers?
Tommy laughed so hard he nearly spilled his juice.
Dad's supervising. That's funny.
Joe raised a finger.
Hey, I can be responsible. I once kept a plant alive for almost 2 weeks.
Helen groaned.
Oh yes, the cactus tragedy.
That night the kids wouldn't stop talking about it. They even made a dog wish list. Olivia drew pictures. Some looked like fluffy clouds, others like mutant bears. Tommy wrote down,
Name ideas. Flash, Cookie, Flower, Dogzilla.
For a full week, it was non-stop. Olivia followed Helen around, chanting,
Dog, dog, dog.
Joe sent her memes of puppies with captions like, "Husbands who agree deserve kisses." Finally, after days of pressure, Helen dropped her spoon, sighed, and said the words everyone had been waiting for.
All right, fine. We can get a dog, but under 3 conditions.
The house exploded with cheering.
Condition 1.
She said sternly.
You all take turns walking it, every single day. 2. You keep the house spotless. No fur, no smell. And 3. If it cries at night,
She turned toward Joe.
you get up.
Joe saluted.
Yes, ma'am.
Olivia squealed.
We're getting a dog. We're getting a dog.
Helen muttered.
We're getting chaos.
A week later, they went to the pet shop. And there she was, a tiny golden puppy with soft fur and eyes full of curiosity. Olivia gasped.
Mom! Look, she's perfect.
Tommy bent down.
She's so small, like a little flower.
Joe nodded.
Then that's her name. Flower.
Helen smiled.
Flower it is.
That first day was total chaos. Flour ran everywhere, under chairs, over shoes, into the laundry basket.
Don't let her chew that.
Helen shouted.
Don't let her lick that. Don't let her...
Too late. Flour had stolen a sock and was running victory laps around the living room. Tommy chased her.
Hey, give it back!
Olivia laughed so hard she fell on the carpet. Joe filmed the whole thing.
This is going on YouTube. Instant fame.
Helen sighed.
Wonderful. We've adopted a tornado.
5 minutes later, Flower was asleep on the couch. Helen crossed her arms.
She's not allowed up there.
Then she looked at that tiny sleeping face and quietly covered her with a blanket. The first month was heaven. Every morning, Tommy shouted,
My turn to walk her.
Olivia packed her tiny food bowl like a chef. Joe took her to the park every weekend.
Sit, Flower.
Flower sat perfectly,
Good girl.
She's a genius.
Olivia said. Helen secretly watched from the window, smiling. She still pretended to complain, but everyone could tell she loved watching them together. The house was full of life. Laughter, barking, running feet. It finally felt like a home again. By the second month, reality arrived. One cold morning, Helen said,
Joe, aren't you walking her today?
He pulled the blanket over his face.
It's snowing.
It's not snowing.
She said.
It will snow eventually.
He argued. Tommy said.
I've got soccer practice.
Olivia said.
I have art homework.
Helen looked down. Flower sat by the door, leash in her mouth, tail wagging hopefully. Nobody moved. Later that week, Helen stepped on a tumbleweed of fur and sighed.
Who was supposed to vacuum?
Joe raised a hand.
I did it yesterday.
Yesterday? You mean last month?
Tommy grinned.
He did vacuum. Just not the floor.
Helen turned to Joe.
You vacuumed the ceiling?
I was testing it.
Joe protested. By the end of that week, the honeymoon was over. The promises had faded. And Flower, poor Flower, looked like she missed the family that used to play with her every hour. Then came the night that changed everything. It was 2 a.m. when Flower started whining. Helen nudged Joe.
She's crying.
She's fine.
Joe mumbled.
She's just thinking about life.
The whining turned into barking. Helen groaned, got out of bed, and went downstairs. Flower was sitting by the door, looking up at her with the saddest eyes.
Okay.
Helen whispered.
Let's go.
She opened the door. Cold air rushed in. Flower trotted outside, sniffing, tail wagging. Helen stood there barefoot in her robe, staring at the stars.
Great.
She said softly.
Now I'm walking a dog at 2 a.m.
But as she watched that little tail wag, something inside her melted. The next morning, she brushed Flower's fur. The next day, she bathed her. By the end of the week, she was cooking chicken and rice, just for Flower. Joe sniffed the air.
Smells amazing. What's for dinner?
Not for you.
Helen said.
For Flower.
You're kidding.
She eats better than we do.
Tommy whispered. Helen grinned.
That's because she appreciates it.
Soon, she was completely in charge. Joe came home one night to find Helen surrounded by dog books.
What are you doing?
Studying.
She said.
Dogs have feelings too, you know. They need a schedule, routine, love, structure.
Joe laughed.
You sound like my therapist.
I wish you listened as well as Flower does.
The fridge was now a dog care control center, Flower's feeding times, vet appointment Friday, homemade snack ideas. Even the Wi-Fi password was changed to Flower Rules 2025. Under Helen's care, Flower bloomed. Her fur shined, her eyes sparkled, and she learned dozens of new tricks. When Helen said,
Smile.
Flower actually smiled. Joe called it witchcraft. Helen called it
Bonding.
Wherever Helen went, Flower followed. To the kitchen, the laundry room, even the bathroom door. When Helen sat on the couch, Flower curled up beside her. When she came home, Flower jumped, barked, spun like a ballerina. Joe once said,
I wish someone looked at me that way.
Helen smiled.
Try wagging your tail more.
The house became cleaner, somehow. Helen created a new routine. Monday, grooming day. Wednesday, training day. Saturday, bath day. Joe joked.
At this point, she's cleaner than me.
Helen said.
She also smells better.
Tommy laughed.
She listens better too.
One evening, Flower refused to go to sleep until Helen tucked her in. Joe watched and whispered.
That's ridiculous.
Helen kissed Flower's head.
No, that's love.
At dinner one night, Tommy asked.
Who do you think Flower loves the most?
Olivia didn't hesitate.
Mom!
Joe raised his hand.
Objection! I feed her sometimes.
Once,
Helen said.
you gave her a Dorito.
Tommy said.
Case closed.
Right then, Flower trotted over, put her head on Helen's lap, and sighed deeply. Everyone burst into laughter. Joe said,
All right. The evidence is overwhelming.
Helen stroked Flower's fur and smiled.
Fine. Maybe she loves me a little more. And maybe I love her a little more, too.
Now, every night before bed, Helen reads dog care articles. She even watches videos like Top 10 Brain Games for Smart Dogs. Joe walks by and says,
You're turning into a dog expert.
Helen smiles.
No, just a better person.
Sometimes she talks to Flower softly.
Do you want salmon or chicken tonight?
Flower barks once.
Salmon? Excellent choice.
Joe rolls his eyes.
She's spoiled.
Helen says,
She's loved.
sometimes love doesn't knock loudly. And that's how a little golden dog named Flower didn't just join the family. She became its heart.